Resilience Rekindled, the tale of Israel's eternal flame. Once upon a time, in the depths of history, a land emerged that would forever stand as a testament to the endurance of a people and their indomitable spirit. This is the story of Israel, a land that has witnessed countless empires and peoples come and go, but has always remained a beacon of hope for its inhabitants. In the mists of time, as far back as 2000 BC, the land of Israel was home to a people who would later become known as the Jews. The very roots of Judaism were sown in this ancient land, fostering a rich tapestry of culture, spirituality, and tradition. This was a land that had a unique connection with the divine, where the stories of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were woven into the very fabric of the landscape. The name Israel first graced the pages of history in the Merneptah Stele, an Egyptian inscription from 1200 BC. At this time, Islam had yet to emerge, but the Jewish people were flourishing in this sacred land. The very mention of Israel in such an ancient text is a testament to the enduring presence of a people whose history was intimately linked to the land they called home. The Kingdom of Israel, along with its counterpart, the Kingdom of Judah, bore testament to the Jewish presence. This was a period of cultural and intellectual flourishing, with the construction of the first temple in Jerusalem, a monumental achievement of ancient architecture and faith. The people of Israel were unified, and their land was a hub of intellectual, spiritual, and cultural exchange. In 720 BC, the Neo-Assyrian Empire sought to conquer this magnificent land. This was followed by the Neo-Babylonian Empire's conquest in 587 BC. Yet the Jewish spirit endured, finding solace in their unwavering connection to the land. It was a time of exile, but the dream of returning to their homeland was never extinguished. In 539 BC, the benevolence of Cyrus the Great ushered in a new chapter for the Jewish people. As founder of the Persian Achaemenid Empire, he allowed the Jews to return to Judah, a heartwarming testament to the enduring relationship between the people and their homeland. The Second Temple was built in Jerusalem, and the Jewish faith was reinvigorated. Alexander the Great, in 332 BC, added Israel to his conquests, while the Muslim faith remained on the distant horizon. The land resonated with Jewish life and culture, a vibrant testament to their presence. This was a time of Hellenistic influence, with the fusion of Jewish and Greek cultures giving rise to the rich tradition of Hellenistic Judaism. The 1st century AD brought tumultuous times as Jesus Christ was born and Christianity began to spread. Still, the Jews clung to their land, and it was not until 600 AD that the Roman Empire finally subdued them. Jerusalem was transformed into Aelia Capitolina, and the name Judah gave way to Syria and Palestine. The Jewish faith survived and endured, a shining ember in the face of adversity. The Roman Empire eventually transformed into the Byzantine Empire, and under Emperor Constantine's rule, Christianity became dominant. By 500 AD, Christianity was the prevailing religion in the region. The Jewish people, though a minority, continued to practice their faith and maintain their connection to the land of Israel. It was not until 600 AD that the winds of change swept through the region. Muslim Arabs, led by their Prophet Muhammad, conquered the Byzantine Empire, including Israel. A time of religious conversion ensued, and Jews were at times coerced into adopting Islam, eroding the Jewish population. In 1516 AD, the Ottoman Empire, under the banner of Turkey, cast its gaze upon Israel. The land found itself under the rule of a new empire, adding yet another layer to its rich history. The Ottoman era brought both periods of stability and oppression for the Jewish people. Amidst the vast tapestry of Israel's past, a glimmer of hope emerged in the second half of the 18th century. The Zionist movement took root, nurtured by a dream to establish a Jewish state in their ancestral land. It was a vision of renewal, of rebuilding and reclaiming a land that had been theirs for centuries. Tel Aviv, the first Jewish city, was born in 1909, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a people who had endured centuries of upheaval. As the pages of history turned, it became evident that the story of Israel was a narrative of resilience, of a people who had weathered countless storms and emerged unbroken. This was a land where the echoes of ancient times still resonated, a place where the roots of faith and culture ran deep. The tale of Israel is not one of minorities or invaders seeking to destroy. Rather, it is a story of a people and their land, intertwined through the annals of history, bound by an unbreakable bond that endures to this day. It is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure, to overcome adversity, and to rebuild when all seems lost. Israel is a land where the flame of resilience burns eternally, lighting the way for generations to come. It stands as a living testament to the indomitable spirit of a people who have made this land their home for millennia.
The Jewish people have lived in the land of Israel, what is now the state of Israel, have lived here and have been attached to this place for about 3,500 years, 3.5 millennia. Now, roughly for 2,000 years, we were conquered by the Romans, we were conquered by the Byzantines. They did a lot of bad things to us, but they didn't really exile us, contrary to what people think, okay? The loss of our land actually occurred when the Arab conquest took place in the 7th century. The Arabs burst out from Arabia, and they did something that no other conqueror, not the Romans, not the Byzantines, not the Greeks before them, not Alexander the Great, nobody did before. They actually started taking over the land of the Jewish farmer. They brought in military colonies that took over the land. And gradually over the next 2 centuries, the Jews became a minority in our land. So it is under the Arab conquest that the Jews lost their homeland. The Arabs were the colonials, the Jews were the natives dispossessed. Well, that happens in history. The Jews were dispossessed, we were flung to the far corners of the earth, suffered unimaginable suffering because we had no homeland. But we didn't disappear, and we never gave up the dream of coming back to our ancestral homeland. The Arabs who had conquered the land basically left it barren. They never made it their own. It was a barren land. It really had, practically it was an empty land. And in the 19th century, the idea of coming back next year in Jerusalem became a reality. By the way, in part because of Christian Zionist support for the idea of the Great Return. The Jews came back in the 19th century to the land of Israel. The result of this return was that we started building farms, factories, places of employment. Arabs from nearby countries started immigrating, and they call themselves Palestinians. They reconstructed history and said, we've been here for centuries, you have no right to be here. It's our land. It's not your land. It's been our land for 3,500 years. If you took over somebody's apartment, knocked them out, dispossessed them, And they never gave up the claim. They said it's our claim. And you left this barren dump, okay? And the families, the progeny of the people you kicked out came back, rebuilt the house. You cannot come back and tell them, you don't belong here, we're gonna kick you out, especially since you're latecomers who've come to live in, in part of the house, which is what the so-called Palestinians are, okay? We say to them, you can live here, we can live here, but it's our land, it's our state. And the reason this conflict continues is because the Palestinians, who represent the colonial powers, the Arab conquest of the Middle East and beyond, they are saying, you have no right for a Jewish state. Well, we do. If any people has any right to a state, if any people never gave up their dreams of returning to their ancestral home, the Jews belong to this land belongs to the Jews, the Palestinians are free to live here next to us, among us, but they're not free to demand the dissolution of the Jewish state. That is not justice, that is injustice. That's the shortest lecture I can give you about Jewish history.
ما السعودية ما بقى شيء ما أعطتكم إياه، حتى دولة أسست لكم دولة. الملك فهد يوم ريغان يطلب منه تمويل زوار الكونترا قال له وحدة بوحدة أبي دولة لفلسطين، قال له أبشر، ووقع الخطاب دولة لفلسطين، وعلم الملك فهد عرفات أنه حصلنا دولة فلسطينية. هرب عرفات ما شافوه إلا بعد 10 سنين من هالكلام هذا، هرب ما يبي دولة فلسطينية. كلكم ما تبون دولة فلسطينية لأن أساسا ما لكم قضية ولا لكم دولة ولا لكم أرض. هذه أرض إسرائيل بالقرى، وأنتم شتات رومان ملفقين، مغول وتركمان وشركس وأرمن وغجر، ما لكم حق بفلسطين. فلسطين هذه دولة إسرائيلية لبني إسرائيل. وبني إسرائيل لمعلوميتكم، بني إسرائيل هذولا عيال إسحاق، وحنا يا العرب عيال إسماعيل، وإسحاق وإسماعيل أخوين، أبوهم إبراهيم عليه السلام، يعني هذولا عيال عمنا. لكن أنتم منين جيتوا؟ أنتم وش دخلكم بالموضوع؟ أنتم يا الشتات يا الغجر يا المغول يا التركمان يا الشركس يا الرومان يا بقايا الشعوب، إيش دخلكم بالموضوع؟ إيش دخلكم بالسالفة؟ إيش دخلكم بيننا؟ هذا بني إسرائيل على أرضهم، ما لكم أرض أنتم ولا لكم قضية يا جماعة. أنتم أدوختونا واشغلتونا. والأقصى، الأقصى لمعلوميتكم ما عندكم أقصى، ما في شيء اسمه أقصى، في شيء اسمه القدس. المسجد الأقصى اللي ورد ذكره هو بالجعرانة 29 كيلو على الطائف، وكان المسجدين، المسجد الأقصى والمسجد الأدنى. المسجد الأقصى حقكم بناه هشام عام 72 هجري، كيف يسرى محمد له وهو مبني عام 72 للهجرة؟ يعني بعد وفاة محمد ب60 سنة. تضحكون على مين أنتم؟ تضحكون على مين؟ الفلسطيني أنت ما أنت عربي، ولا لك أرض ولا لك قضية. الأرض أرض إسرائيل، والقضية قضية إسرائيل معكم. كان إسحاق شامير ورابين وشارون وجولدا مائير والثاني والله ما ادري شو اسمه، هذول كانوا ابطال، تدري ولا لا؟ لكن نتنياهو جبان، لان نتنياهو ما حرككم، ما ادري وش يبي بهالاسلحه مكدسها عنده. يا ادمي يا نتنياهو، احرق هالعصابات هذه وهالشتات وهالملفقين، وريح نفسك وريح العالم منهم وريحنا احنا منهم. ليش مخليهم؟ ليش فتح لهم الحدود يهاجرون؟ نراحوا للأردن سووا ويلول الأسود، ونراحوا للكويت انهبوه يوم صدام احتله، انهبوا يلبسون لبس الجيش العراقي وينهبون. الخسة والنذالة والحقارة ما يتركونها، هذه تربيتهم وهذا دمهم وهذا عرقهم. ليش ما تريح العالم منهم يا نتنياهو إذا أنت رجال وبطل؟ ها؟ الله يلعنكم ويلعن حتى نتنياهو اللي ما خلصنا منكم، لأن نتنياهو تارك لكم الحبل على الغارب، والمفروض نتنياهو هو اللي يأدبكم وهو اللي يخلص العالم من شروركم. أنتم شر في أي دولة تحطون فيها يا الفلسطينيين، شر منزل ولا بكم رجل. أنا مستعد أنام عند يهودي ولا أنام عند فلسطيني، أنا مستعد أقلط يهودي في بيتي وأغديه وأوكله وشربه ورقده، ولا أدخل فلسطيني في بيتي. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.